Hi, by Brian Bush, Top Crop Alliance. If you're like me, you woke up to quite a bit of rain overnight here. Across the area, somewhere between 1 to 3 inches, generally speaking. Lots of fields like this, low spots have water standing. Rivers came out, creeks came out. So the real question is going to become, how long can these crops survive if we're flooded like this, if the plants are underwater? There's no really easy one answer here. We want to walk through a few of the details that kind of influence survivability of corn and soybeans to flooding conditions.
There are four main factors that influence the flood damage we see on our corn and soybeans. Top to bottom here, the duration of the flood water sitting on the crop, the air temperature, the crop growth stage, and the growing point location. Duration of the flooding. Research has shown that within 24 hours after a flooding event, all the oxygen in that soil profile is used up. So thus we really start damaging our corn and soybeans viability. Temperature. With our forecast temperatures being in the 80s here tomorrow and today, that means our crops will survive much less if they're completely saturated by this time tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, May 9th. Crop growth stage. Since both our corn and soybeans that are in the ground now are smaller plants are rapidly growing. They need more oxygen than taller plants. So that is another mark against survivability in floodwaters. Growing point location. Since we had a fairly dry soil profile, I expect most of this water will be gone within 48 hours. But if it were not completely submerged for more than 48 hours, really starts cutting the survivability of seedlings. You may want to rush out and start checking your crops right now to see how they're going to survive. But the best thing to do is give it a couple of days. If the corn is alive and healthy, we should see a new leaf in 3 to 5 days coming out of the whorl there, if the corn is still alive and growing. If you split plants, you'll be able to see a green, healthy appearance to that growing point versus kind of a discolored or kind of an off-white kind of color if the seedlings are not going to survive. Soybeans typically are very hardy, very tolerant to flooding damage compared to corn, and have been known to survive flooding for multiple days. With the rainfall we had and the dry soils going into it, I think we'll see a lot of these floodwaters go down pretty quickly unless you're in a river bottom where the rivers are still coming up and going to stay there for a while here. Hope that this information helps. Please reach out if you have any questions. We're here to help. Thank you.